Hey everyone, I hope and trust that you are all doing well. I wanted to do this quick video. I've been trying to get some out. Man, there's so many I want to try to get to, but here's a serious issue. I've been saying on this channel to women, be selfish. And you know how I really feel about like when things happen in the community with regards to these relationships and DV, domestic violence. And then we got a single mom and she's got children and then she's gone. The father is nowhere around to be found. And if not, he could be in most cases the perpetrator. He's the one that has harmed her. And so next thing you know, we know what happens. Oh my goodness, we try to, and typically in the BC, because we are led by a matriarch, what typically happens is, we try to find another black woman to come in and pick up the slack. And sometimes it's one who has no children. Oh Lord, good luck to you. You're going to pretty much be the go-to girl. Oh, disposable income, no kids, one going to school, or maybe one that has one or two children and she's trying to make it for herself and her kids, and she's got a plan and it's working out. The next thing you know, boom, hey, you're Miss Responsibility, someone got to take these kids in. So here's what happened. We all make decisions, and we have a lady here, rest in peace. What happened? It's the choice that she made. Okay, it's the choice that she made. She decided long time ago, I guess early on in her teens, that she would not listen and she was going to be a certified Miss Love a Thug. Okay, well, Miss Love a Thug did exactly that, and she engaged in that with that kind of man and that type of lifestyle. Unfortunately, hers has come to an abrupt end, and I guess they're, from what the family's saying, I don't know if it's strangulation they're investigating, but she was found unalived. She had children. The grandmother wants to come up with, oh well, we can't let these, and so just so you know, I just chose this picture as a woman with children. This story is not indicative of their lives. Okay, so there's no relation. This is not her. Okay, so on the screen, just so you know, like sometimes I'll say, oh, look on the screen, So on the screen, this is not that family. But there are three kids. Okay? Three kids. So the grandmother comes up with, oh, well, those kids, they call the family and all that next of kin. The father, that joker's been gone. But it seems like she's taken up with a new guy, a new crew, and dealing with these people and what they do. These things happen. So it's that you kind of, it's it comes with the territory. So the grandmother want to come up with this thing, oh, these kids cannot go into a foster home. Bad things happen to kids in these foster homes. So she's trying to get somebody in the family, other people that are, one income, two income earners, and they have children, stability, a home. So she was trying to get the ones in the families that already have kids to take in. It's like, you got to be freaking kidding me. And guess what? The answer was no. Uh-huh. From married with kids to single with kids, the answer was no. And people are like, hey, they've got their own lives. They've got, and it's like, that you really that's a lot to take on. Oh, yes. And she was saying, like, what she didn't want, the grandmother, what she didn't want was like one over here, and the cousins, and over there. No, it's got to be all three. Well, she got her answer in PDQ. The answer was no. They're not taking it on. And I can understand that. It's a great financial strain. And also, you have to look at the individuals. They know this particular person. They know what the mother is like, the kind of men, okay? So a child's 50-50 made up of the mom and the dad. So knowing her, I think that's part of it. So if she's not want to raise her kids with respect, you don't know what's going on in that home. We're going to get to that later because it was unimaginable. If she's not raising her kids with respect, who wants, life is tough as it is, especially financially. It's so much going on. Our world here in America, and there's turmoil around the world. Our world here in America, our lifestyle is changing. We got folks over here, and I've heard that the lady, that the neighbors called the police on somewhere in Ohio. The neighbors, well, the posting said she was immigrant, so she's American. Guess what? Still, we have enough crazies, but we've got other people coming over here, and that's what they do. I just saw a video on Twitter. This man, he had the cat. I'm gonna put them on my Patreon, okay? Probably tomorrow. He had the cat. The cat was alive, like they had skinned it. The cat was alive. He breaking the cat's neck. I don't even know how this is possible. Drinking the blood. Cat still moving. Lord, never in my life. You probably saw that on Twitter, the one in France. Oh, they have an immigrant in France. How the heck are you sitting up here in the parking lot, and it looks like an apartment complex, with a hatchet to a cat, chopping it up on the ground like he at the butcher shop? Chopping up a cat. So we got the crazy American in Ohio, but there are immigrants who are doing that. Yeah, there are. Let's not act brand new. In America, that's not the norm to us, but there are immigrants who do that. And I guess we may have some Americans too. So the dynamics financially, everything is changing. More all the layoffs. So life is already chaotic enough. We don't need to add to the problem. And I think that's why those people are like, no, and no offense for the and I'm sorry, for the grandmother and the mother. Yeah, so the tag team. Who are you in a position to tell somebody to take in 3 kids? I'm like this here. Did you try to put the lady straight? So if you didn't, guess what? How about you two take it on? And guess what? Nobody else showed up to take those kids in, and that's exactly what happened. They end up with her mother. Yeah. You want somebody to go ahead and take this on. And see, the thing that hit my mind was I said, well, I can understand that because number one, it's 3 kids. Lord have mercy. I can understand that. You don't have to tell me. And the second thing, too, what if the father, how they do sometimes, might decide to drop in just to see where the kids are? He's a street ninja man. How do you know he won't roll up there? Somebody following him or following him. He might have his ops or something. They might recognize him, follow him. He come. I want to see my kid. I want to see I want to see where he is. I want to check on him. How do you know they won't lead to an act of violence because you took his kids in? And and the fact that you have his kids, now you have linked your life to a deadly dust bucket who's living a very dangerous lifestyle with a criminal history, a rap sheet. So now taking those kids in, you've exposed yourself. I think the hell not. I get it. I truly get it. So you're like, uh-oh, taking his kids in. So now that's their father. Now you introduce them into your life. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. So continue to be selfish. So they're trying to pull that card about, foster care. Things happen to kids. And I'm saying to myself, given this lady's history, what I've been told, let's not try to pretend she was, the Huxtables or she was a decent family. She wasn't, what was it, Florida and James Evans. Oh, heck no. Let's not try to pretend as if the home was safe. Sure, we know what happens in foster care. But let me go ahead and give an indication. I was like, wow. Again, for the ladies who want to play Miss Love a Thug, no, this may start happening more so. Nobody wants to raise your kids. As I said before, if you find yourself in a situation where you're having to contribute financially to a woman and her kids, it's time for you, if she's insurable, because she may not be able to pass that physical, it's time for you to go, and you may have to just get a term policy, I don't know. But whole life, it's time to get a policy on her. Especially if they want you to be the one, oh, LaShawn, this happened and take those big kids in. And if she objects to it, then that tells you all you need to know. She is, in my opinion, a selfish parasite because she's one that's going to take. And the decisions that she made now affect somebody else's life. I think not. And people do it in sacrifice because they love the kids. I totally get it. So speaking of when I said trying to play the in foster care, they get good in foster care. These have to get in foster care. Well, something happened to her because, like I said, are you kidding with her lifestyle? Remember the video I did with the lady? She was sitting on the stoop, and I guess she was like so high in her world on drugs and so checked out. And her son, maybe the killer, like he was a kid, and he like slapped her. Mom, and it was like, my God, what are you doing? Why is he slapping her? Behaviors learned. She probably been checked out before. I'm like, he's slapping his mother. She's spaced out on drugs and might be the way to try to bring her through. So if that's the leader in the home, what if somebody comes in? They could do anything to those kids. So don't come handing me no BS about, not BS. Don't try to play they can't go in foster care and what you want. So guess what? Karma came. People, from what I understand, they've been telling her about her daughter and all of that. And, I went hand my daughter, So fast forward, the kids end up going with the mother, not the grandmother. And the mother has a boyfriend. So she was able to move. And so now there's a 2-bedroom. You wonder why? And I said those family members probably knew the kind of woman that she was and got a slick ghetto mouth, and her kind of man couldn't find a yes. Let's tell we're going to help. No. Everybody, mother said no. Couldn't find a yes. So guess what? Boop, it's in her lap. So she has a boyfriend. What the hell been going on in that home? She told me about it personally. And, some things you just listen. I'm quite, I'm loquacious, but some things you just listen. Man, I was ready. It's like, woo, I'm ready to go. What is that on Wanda? I'm ready to go. 2 bathrooms. Because it's the mama, the boyfriend, the kids. So 2 of the bathrooms were occupied. Behaviors learned. The bathrooms were occupied. And I heard about things like the lady getting, the mom, I guess like getting money for utilities and some get turned on. It was just crazy. It was like, oh my gosh, are you living in a crack house? What's really going on? Know what the daughter did? The one girl went and got some newspaper and laid it down and number 2 on the newspaper. You heard me. Like a pet. Oh, and I think, how old is she? I think she is about what? 6 or 7? Newspaper. Do you hear me? Oh, it get worse. Newspaper. Laid it down on the ground and went, completed her number 2. She look, now the mama, I can't believe you did that. Who the hell does that? Oh, by the way, school just started. Yeah. Well, it's been a couple of weeks now. One of them is like 3, so he's not in school. So you got the 6-year-old, and I believe the boy might be 8 or 9. School just started. The oldest boy, it's already, guess what? Calls from the school already. You just got it. What is going on? Picking fights with other kids, talking very rude to the teacher, telling her to shut up. They also said he cursed at the teacher. Not surprised. Again, look at the parent. That's why, the more I thought about it, I said, now I understand. That's why nobody wants those kids. Hold on. It's been more than one call from the school. Already requested her to go ahead and come up there. So picking fights with kids, cursing, rude to the teacher, not doing the homework. Oh yeah, they've already come to a conclusion. I'm like, wow. I guess they were just passing him along. I don't know what grade he's in. They're already saying from where he should be at 8 or 9, they're already saying He can barely read just simple words. She got upset because they're telling him that pretty much it's challenging, that he's gonna be held back. I don't know what grade he's in. It's like, can't he read out the Cat in the Hat book? So now, guess what she's doing? She's trying to sit up here and trying to get his reading up, teach him how to read. Oh, she works a full-time job and she's exhausted. Full-time job, cooking and cleaning and laundry. She says she gets so tired. The boy doesn't want to pay attention. I can't believe, she said she's trying to get him caught up, don't want to pay attention. That sometimes, she said one night she was up at 10:30, then another night after 11 o'clock, and that was just for the homework. So my thing is, it's just time to stop. Go ahead and put him back now, because you can't fast forward. If he hasn't learned how to sound out words, just simple words, you're not going to fast forward him in the PM. She's like, just trying to get him through. No, go ahead and bite the bullet and just fast forward and just go ahead and maybe send him back to the level where he belongs. It's not going to work. So then when he can't read and it gets out, I think that's why he's pulling that anger. Somebody snickers and laugh at him. He want to go ahead and knuckle up, fight, knock you down. Oh, but you want to tell somebody they can't go to no foster home to have these problems? What the heck do you mean? Oh, it has gotten so challenging for her. Again, ladies, for those who want to be Miss Love a Thug, baby, nobody want to raise your kids. They don't. They really don't. It's gotten so hard for the mom that, guess what? Her boyfriend, she works, so he's one of those guys, he's a dusty, sitting up chilling. He's telling her that he needs some time away. The only thing is he don't have a job. So he's like, he been trying to go. He's like, it's too much. This done changed our lifestyle. No freaking kidding. But she's trying to put this off on somebody else. Boyfriend ready to bounce. He's even asked her to maybe try to divide the kids up. Y'all, no takers. And I thought about it. Knowing her, they probably know sometime the apple does not fall far from a tree. They probably seen those kids in action. And they don't have to say, oh, and people get very serious about their kids. Things like that. I just listen. I don't comment too much. It's a horror story. People get really sensitive. No takers. The apple don't fall far from a tree. They see how the mother is, and then the daddy or the men that are around. You think? Oh, and I think it's two different daddies. There's no, not surprised. There's two different. No. I'm sorry. Yes, there are three different daddies. So 3 kids, they have 3 different fathers. 3 kids, 3 different fathers. And one of them that they do know is a hullaboo. The other, hey, we don't know dead or alive. The kids can't tell you nothing. So they knew one was dropping in. Oh, it gets worse. And I was thinking, so how is she like, is she doing drugs? Checked out? And so I said, she has money to do drugs? She had a hookup. Okay, so what was she doing? Was she doing extracurricular activity for the drugs? Because I'm trying to understand, if that's a person's product, how he just coming in over there hanging out and she getting her little stuff for free. So maybe there's normally some activity that goes along with it. Is she a booster? There's normally, an exchange going on. No, he just like her, one of the homies. And then I thought about it. I said to myself, that's BS. How do we know that the man I giving her drugs get her spaced out and mess with the kids? You know why I say that? She said something horrifying. The girl, she said that little girl, she said she's gonna be a problem. I said, what? What do you mean? She said, honey, don't have her around your man. And I'm like, girl, she's like what, 7 or 8? No, so like 6 or 7. Then you got the other boy. Huh? She said, "No." She said, "Honey, don't have her around your man." She said, "What are you talking about?" She said her boyfriend was sitting down, and she said the little girl came beside him, leaned against him, and then she started rubbing his arm a certain way and looking at him a certain way. And I said, "That can't be, because this is a child. What do you? I think you're getting a little extreme. This might be the reason why we want to go." She said, "No, I know what I'm saying." So I mean, that's a lot to say for, come on, a 6 or 7 year old. That's a little bit too much. She said, "Well, that's what she saw." Then she said the little girl rubbed her body up against the man. She rubbed her body up against the man and the front of his body. And you can, I said, "Oh my gosh." That young. You don't even know this man. What the? He said she rubbed her body up against the man. I said, I thought about probably he want to go because she might want to catch a case. He might catch a little thing, might lie, catch a case. Where does that behavior come from? You 6 or 7? What you talking about? It's in that home. So don't come with a foster home, which we know things happen in foster home, but let's not pretend. It's a lot of mess been happening up in their home. Where's she learning that mess from? That's what I thought about it. I said, yeah, I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together. So my mind tells me for her to be getting these drugs, I'm starting to think the man that's giving her these street pills, he's probably doing that somebody to get access to those kids. And this fool sitting up here, well, was, I guess, and taking them thinking she got a hookup. She probably even know, didn't even care. I thought about it. Just get like a lady, get her high. She's sitting up there on that stoop, just zone the hell out, and your kids are being assaulted. Again, Miss Lover Thug. Girl, don't nobody want to raise your kids. They don't. And I was like, whew, that's a whole lot. And then the youngest one is special needs. He throws fits. You got a preschool, special needs, throw fits. That youngest boy is real angry, quick to fight and curse. Where did anger come from? The anger got to come from that darn home that fool had, that woman had him in. And the fools around him in the community. The little 6 or 7 years old, rubbing up against the man's arm. And she said, flirting with him with her face, eyes. Girl, bye, what can she do? And then rubbing her body up against that man like that. She's 56. 10 years from now, she'll be 66. The boy that's, what, 8? I think he's 8 going on 9 because she mentioned a birthday coming up. So I think he's 8, then he'll be 9. So in 10 years from now, he'll be 18 or 19. Then the girl will be like 16 or 17. She already said, more than anything, she wants the girl out the house. Den in the wall because the kid got mad and punched something hard in the wall. I'm like, and you got a lease. Okay. Where did this come from? That environment. And the more I thought about it, I said, I'm starting to think, now this makes sense. Everything was no, 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 no. It all makes sense. And now she's stuck with this. retirement gonna be over. You should be able to, at that age, if the kids are grown, you had them, young, you should be able to do. You got to erase this all over again. But I recall people were saying they told about her daughter, and people get real, people get real defensive. Now you tell me about my daughter. We work on that. Well, now, look. That's a disaster. That's a disaster. Now you see why the other folk family, because they know them. It's not my family, so I don't know them like that. I only know two people from that family. Now you see where everybody was no. Who did the mother let in that home? So you talking about a foster home? Honey, it couldn't get any worse. She said she really wants the girl gone. She said, yeah, she said soon as she said she the kind she'll get older, she'll try to take your man. And when she told me that, yeah, that was enough for me. That was more than enough for me. And you wonder why she could not find the yes. Nope. Everybody, nope, no, We gotta face it. These women don't care about themselves. I mean, you wanted that lifestyle. Why would you put children here? And maybe the kids were here to secure the Section 8 voucher, way to live, don't have to work, that kind of thing. Maybe that's it. And now her lifestyle choices affected somebody else. I thought that's why I said when I add up what she said about that girl, I mean that was just, oh my gosh, whew, that's just too much for me. And what can you do? Call the police and then what? The man probably, we don't even know who the man is. And I said, that's probably why she was always on drugs. You idiot woman. You always on drugs. Do you have money for the drug man? Are you doing something else for the drug man? He just kind of like he be popping by. Popping by and giving her drugs. And first thing hit my mind, I'm starting to wonder, can't accuse anyone. He been messing with those kids. So who wants to go ahead, rearrange? You got to deal with all of this right here. She said the boy trying to catch him up, he doesn't pay attention. It's probably something that happened to the kid. Like I said, sometimes our children are not slow. They are in a toxic environment. What they have experienced, why they can't damn read and concentrate. What's done happened to them? It's not normal. This shouldn't be. Sometimes it's so traumatic, and we don't can't get, most don't believe in therapy, get help to process it. So holding that inside, we don't know what's happening to him. He's holding it inside, and next thing you know, his mind is wandering. A new environment, he might be thinking, is somebody gonna come here and mess with me? They're not gonna tell you, well, hey, this happened to me, and a person did this, and a person, it don't work like that. So for those who want to live ghetto fabulously with a thug, be Miss Lover Thug, might need to get it together. If not for your sake, your own sake, for your children. Because see, as times get more economically challenged, people will start to think self-preservation. And they're not trying to hear taking Cletus Jr.'s cheering. Now I see why everybody said no. Not couldn't get to take one. Well, maybe try. No, they probably knew the mother and the lifestyle, and they didn't want to bring that drama. Not just the financial aspect of it, bring that drama, because it's like you have the way you rear your children. Now you got to start all over. Look at the ages. More shit about that little girl. I just don't. I don't. You know what? I'm gonna let that go because I just can't. Oh Lord. So yeah, Miss Love a Thug. And again, I'm not saying this about to lay on the screen. I'm just saying she has 3 kids. So that's the picture. You don't love yourself, and you sure as hell don't love your kids. Why would you have kids continuously in a horrible, horrible environment? You can barely make it from pillow to post yourself without zaddy. Keep on having kids. Can't get yourself together. So this here, as times get more challenging, when things happen to these ladies and with these baby daddies and these bad boyfriends, and you know she was giving him a chance, my kid's father, that's the man you chose. Something happens to you, you might find yourself, I don't know how it goes in the afterlife, you might be seeing your kids going to a shelter, going to what they call it, the state. People are trying to reserve their finances. Not trying to, now times are getting harder, not getting easier. It's not. So that, I want to share that with you. Let me know what you all think. It's just crazy. But I said, I thought about it. That's why everybody, no, 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 I got my own kids. Nope, no, because think about it. One kid like that might come in and corrupt the rest of the kids. Got my own kids. Why that boy can't read at reading level? No one wants to deal with it. Their stingers are just like their men. They bring drama, and trauma might bring a court case, catch a case, throw a case at you. The financial implications, there's too many of them in the nation. And people are tired. They're tired. So when these women get caught up in a situation and they've been unalived by the men that they love so much, well, I think my mama gonna take my kid, and she okay. Yeah, she probably will. It might be the only person. Like all this, it takes a village to raise a child. The village, the mature older villagers are disrespected and been cussed out, and they don't listen. So guess what? The village is over. Mm-mm. Mom, it's gonna be in this group. It's gonna be all on you. The villagers that know about parenting, know a little bit about life, they're not participating. Baby, that card not gonna go. That card gonna decline. They sitting at home with the door locked, worried about want to stay away from little TT child, and nearby they might have to have that Glock, and I'm out.